We're here in a bar, and a bar is a place where a lot of people go, like to a watering hole for, hooking up and having some party and drinks and fun, and it all starts out real innocent. It's a place to kind of, check out the babes, and here's the buff guys, and hey, maybe I'll hook up and get some kind of a party, for the night. But from the fun part, what follows? There are many people, as they review a year, or actually the past 100 years, they're saying the scandal of the decade is what happened with Tiger Woods. And imagine, many of the evenings he sat at a bar just like we were just sitting at. And all of a sudden you hook up with somebody and it seems like no consequences, no problems, nothing's gonna happen. But you know what? What did happen? Let's consider there are at least 7 things that came down on Tiger Woods, a man that was married, 5 years, 2 children, the first billionaire athlete, most recognizable athlete in the world, and yet here's a man that had everything, and it appears just threw it away for some pleasure. Well, the deception was, I can get away with it. I'll never get caught. But see, that's the deception of immoral behavior. It's time that we blow a warning sign and we hear some alert. I believe you and I need an alert. Tiger is facing things in his life now. Number 1, the effect of this sinful, immoral conduct on his life. Imagine, does he have the coping mechanisms to handle it? He's always been controlled and in a poised way and on top of things, the Tiger brand. But now, the guilt, the depression, the sense of shame that has come upon him, let alone looking down the road to the future. The hush money that's being spent, the money for attorneys. Will there be a divorce? What did I do? Why did I throw it all away for some kind of just sinful pleasure? Well, that should be warning sign number 1. Number 2, you know what else he's facing? His wife. Imagine what she's going through. He has that on him. He pledged to be faithful to her for all his life. And now what do we find? We find, will she stay with him? Will she divorce him? Does she have sexually transmitted diseases that have come from him to her? Imagine that weighs upon Tiger. What else? Number 3, his children. Imagine the guilt and what he carries with him now. He wanted to be a good role model for 2 children, and now it's all shattered and exploded. And he looks down the road and thinks, oh, what about the internet and texts and the children? I can't shield them from it. They're going to find this out. How about number 4? His dad. Tiger was so close with his dad, who passed away a number of years ago, and he wanted to be a wonderful role model, and now that's all been shattered. Imagine what he has and he has to face. How about this? His friends. They feel betrayed. Those that tried to stand with him. The very man that recommended the wife is the one that said, maybe, I shouldn't have done that. And so now Tiger has that upon him. How about this? Another one. How about the fans? People that look to him as a role model, and all of a sudden it's blown to smithereens, the image of the wholesome man. It's shattered in an instant. And how about this one? The women. All of these women. Now, they feel betrayed. They were involved in immoral conduct. But you know what? Now, imagine what they face. They say, well, he's telling on me. He told me he'd be faithful. Was he going to marry me? Would he be with me? And then they go now and they say, well, I'm going to sell my story. I'm going to go and write a book. I'm going to pose for Playboy. And it's spread all over the nation. You see this kind of stuff. And then you think, what about Tiger? Does he think, what happens if one of them is pregnant? What about if I have a sexually transmitted disease? Did I pass this on to my wife? What's going to happen to my future? Well, this is where we need to once again say this. It may start innocent at a bar, but while I and millions of people pray for Tiger Woods, his wife, and his children, we need to be alert. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Steer clear of this. If we break God's commandments, we'll be broken. There's a kick, then comes the kickback. Live on a straight and narrow path and honor God and walk in moral purity, and you'll find a life of peace. A marriage one day that'll be fulfilling. That's what God's plan is for you.